race analysis can be an effective tool, but data for data's sake doesn't do much. It has to be used with a purpose. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. I was recently asked about the value of race analysis. It's a great question because with the proliferation of technology, we have more and more access to what's happening during races. And that's a trend that will only continue. Data is great, but how the data is used is what really matters. Now, before you say, well, I don't have access to any race data, that's not true. Everyone has access to some level of race analysis data. Ever look at split times? Ever find value in split times? That's race analysis. Even if you don't have some AI-powered analyses, you do have something. And that could range from split times, stroke counts, stroke rates, kick counts, breakout times, breakout distances, and even something like instantaneous speed or instantaneous stroke rates. Regardless, you do have something, and no matter what you do have, the process of using it is the same. There are two primary ways to use this information. First is to get insight for yourself, and second is to provide insight to your swimmers. As a coach, race analysis can be a powerful way to identify opportunities to improve. The data lets you know what happened. Sometimes it's obvious. If you have a swimmer that's always first at the halfway point of their race, and they're always last at the end of the race, you know that there's a pacing or a fitness problem. That's pretty straightforward. You probably don't need to see race data to know that that's the case. While this is certainly an extreme example to illustrate a point, there is a lot we can learn just from watching races. We don't always need race data to know what happened or what to do about it. If you watch enough races, at some point there's a lot you just know. But that's not always the case. Sometimes there are subtleties that just aren't that obvious. You need numbers to understand what's actually happening. And that can be true of relatively simple numbers like race splits, stroke counts, or stroke rates. When you see the numbers themselves, it can be easier to get a better understanding of what actually happened. And when you have access to more in-depth race analysis, you get insight to a lot of information that you don't otherwise pick up on. You can then take that data and use that data to build more effective training sessions, and these training sessions specifically target those opportunities for improvement. Race analysis is also really good for helping you understand and helping you learn what good is. How did you learn what effective splitting looked like? You looked at a lot of race splits and you noticed patterns. The same is true of any other type of data. If you see a lot of breakout times, you're going to start to understand what good breakout times are. So race analysis can be useful for helping you learn the trademarks of effective racing. The other unfortunate reality is that we simply don't get to see every aspect of every race. At some meets, perhaps even most meets, it's just not possible. Or there are simply too many distractions that really prevent intentional observation. Or our emotions are simply running too high for us to think clearly. Again, that's where race data can be really helpful. It can fill in the gaps of whatever we missed, regardless of why we missed it. Then we can go back, recognize patterns of performance, and develop a plan for creating change. Race analysis, even very basic race analysis, can be helpful for deciding what needs to get better. Once we know what needs to improve, we can figure out how to make it happen. It provides information that makes us more effective coaches. Race analysis is also very helpful for your swimmers. It doesn't matter how successful you are as a coach. There will be swimmers that simply don't believe you. They just need proof, and I can assure you this happens at every level of the sport. You tell them the reality, and they don't necessarily believe it. But if you show them the numbers, that gets their attention. Let's say they're not taking their races out fast enough. You can try to explain it to them, or you can show them their splits in comparison to their competitors or in comparison to those that are swimming the times that they want to go. When they see the disconnect between what they're doing and what they want to do, it's a lot more convincing. Or let's say that they're taking too many strokes or their stroke rate is way too low. Again, you can try to explain it, or you can show them their numbers in comparison to their competitors or other swimmers that are achieving the times that they want to go. The same is true of any other metric. Race analysis, proof, can be great for getting buy-in. When confronted with concrete, objective numbers, they have to face reality. Our opinion might not be good enough, but typically the numbers are. Whenever I'm running into resistance or a lack of change, I try to find numbers to support what I'm trying to communicate. It simply makes it a lot easier for swimmers to change their behaviors. Once you identify the opportunities to improve, you need a plan to make the necessary changes. How? You have to be effective at planning training weeks. Check out the video here for ideas about how to make it happen.